Mike V.
What's up? Can you
Bro,
hear me?
what's up, dude?
How you going?
Bro, I feel like you're in like I mean, it's been a while. You had a bigger beard last time.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice and trimmed up.
Nice and trimmed up, dude. What's good, man?
Got the digital landlord facial hair now. Short sides, trim top, nice and tidy.
Yeah, except for I'm growing mine out now, but yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it,
How
dude.
you been?
Ah, man, we just cruising along, man. December. It's probably not as good as you because I'm not sitting in. Are you? I know you've been in Thailand. Are you currently there? Or you traveled somewhere else now?
I've been traveling for the last 13 months, but I've just come home for Christmas. I've still got my apartment and everything in Bangkok. That's where I'm based at the moment.
I love it, dude. That's what we want to get into today. So, guys, meet Mike V. We've had him on. I don't. Was it me? It was me that interviewed you, and it's been well over a year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, about 14, 15 months.
Okay. Amazing. So we're gonna go through the whole story because got a bunch of people that I know are new to this. Because we're in the free group in the art of pre-selling, are brand new. Maybe don't recognize your face, whatever. Also, Mike, have you met Porter?
No, I've seen you in the group photo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
So let's talk about
Looking
it,
forward
dude.
to
Let's get into it. I might ask you some repetitive stuff from last time, which I hope you can bear with me, but I want to just kind of catch everyone up. So currently, so tell everyone where you're originally from, where your base is, where you have an apartment. You kind of mentioned it, but just be very clear about it. And then let's go from there.
Yeah, so I'm originally from New Zealand. I kind of think about Thailand my home now, but basically I joined Nick's course about 15, 16 months ago. I was making about $1,000 a month.
What were you doing, by
And
the way? I can't even remember. Were you just doing some like consulting stuff, or were you doing some gigs? Like what were you doing?
so I had my 9 to 5 doing digital marketing, just doing some stuff 40 hours a week. And then I just had like a couple of clients paying me not much at all. I was just trying to all figure it out on my own. And yeah, I was based in New Zealand and I had a ticket booked to go to Thailand. I was like, hey, I just need to make this happen. And I joined your course, I think 3 months before I left, and it was a no-brainer. And then I went out on my way.
How I know how got the monster, dude. That's my guy right there.
Yep.
When
Let's
I
go.
when we planned this yesterday, he texted me and said he's got a monster in the fridge, dude. I freaking know that, dude. So, okay, so just to clarify, you had a 9 to 5 doing digital marketing, but you also had a couple little side things, making about $1,000 a month doing digital marketing.
Yep.
And then we started working together. And then with you 3 months later, you actually moved to Bangkok. How much were you making when you moved 3 months later? How much were you making per month?
I think I was on 8K USD.
Around
So
eight.
within 12 weeks of doing digital landlords, like everything just completely changed. It's pretty crazy to think about going back.
And Porter, I'm just saying, dude, you got to like Mike's just kind of rubbing it.
Dude,
Mike's kind of rubbing it in for you because Porter's kind of been stuck at that 8K. And so yeah, dude, this is good. I love this. Okay, so now where are you at? That was when did you actually move? What month did you move to Thailand?
So I moved to Thailand in November. I actually went to Ho Chi Minh City. I traveled there for a month.
Which is
Then I
in
went to Thailand,
Vietnam.
traveled Thailand.
That's Vietnam, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah, Vietnam for 1 month. Then we moved to Thailand, traveled around for 2 months. Then I went back to Vietnam, then back to Thailand, then to Cambodia, then to Thailand, then to Bali for 2 months, and now I'm based in Bangkok, like ready to scale this thing to the next level.
Dude, I freaking love that, man. That's the life, dude. That's the laptop lifestyle that we all talk about. So, how much are you currently at per month?
So last 2 months I've hit 16K USD.
Amazing. 16K USD. But here's the thing too, like you have to remember is it's super impressive because you've been doing this for a little bit over a year. You're up to 16K, which I know some people are like, well, some people on one hand compare it, they're like, well, it's not 100,000 a month, but guys, how many of you could go, like how many opportunities are there out there where you could quit your 9 to 5 and within a year be making $16,000 a month USD? I mean, That's unbelievable. The other thing that's interesting we have to remember is you've been traveling, right?
Oh yeah.
It's not like right now it sounds like your plan is to hunker down, really start like get your foot on the gas for 2024, at least part of it. But like you've been traveling a lot. You've seen the world. You've been to Vietnam. You've been to Bali. Like you've been to all these places that we all see on Instagram that none of us have gone to. And you've been living the life and still making 16K.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the first couple months while I was traveling, I was on about 10K USD, maybe eight, but I was only working 1 or 2 days a week, and there'd be days where I literally just talk to no one, but just check my Stripe account, and I'm getting paid. My customers are getting leads, and it's I was reflecting on it with my friends. I was like, yeah, like I was kind of burnt out from all the traveling, like working 2 days a week and traveling, and they're like, oh, it's a tough life. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a really tough life, Mike. I mean, how did you survive, traveling that much?
Uh, I guess I worked one day, then traveled a bit. Traveled for one day, and then like enjoyed the place that I got to the next day. So I was doing a lot of traveling, but
So good.
we're hunkering down now. We got the work van, getting that sleep in because we're gonna need the recovery to get to the next goal,
That's
which
cool.
is 25K a month
That's
by
sick.
September the 1st, 2024 for my family reunion.
I love it, dude. Rolling in there, just knowing you hit that goal. So, what was your vision before? We'll get into some of like the nuts and bolts. Like, what was your vision? And by the way, Porter, feel free to ask any questions, cut me off, whatever. But I was just gonna say, what was your vision when you started doing this? Like, was it, hey, I want to be able to travel wherever, work my own schedule? Like, what did your life look like? And is that what you're living now?
Yeah, so the original goal was just to be free, and we only get one life, and I didn't want to spend it having a boss and having to do stuff that I didn't want to do. I just wanted to do whatever I want, and travel is a big part of that for me. It's a big word out there, and I think it would be rude not for me to, yeah, just explore all parts of it. And that's pretty much what we're doing now. We're completely free. I've been having a couple sleep-ins since I've been home. Just wake up whenever I want, and yeah, it's going really well. And a big part of that, most of it really is the digital landlords group.
I love that, dude. And by the way, just so everybody knows, because some people probably think I'm paying Mike here. We didn't even have a conversation about what we're going to talk about today. So I do appreciate the plug. Um, but no,
Yeah,
I think the cool thing is, the cool part about this business is it can look however it wants to look. You know what I mean? Like, there's times of your life where you need some of those sleep-ins, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to wake up at 10, 11, hit the gym, and like you don't get to work by till like 2. You kind of just need that mentally at times of your life. And then there's other seasons of your life where like you're coming into right now. For me was 2020 and also again in 2022, where I was like, dude, I'm removing all distractions, no Netflix, maybe on the weekends. I'm off of caffeine. I am dialed in and nothing's going to stop me. But that's the beauty is like you get to decide, you get to choose. And Porter is completely different. Porter works half the year. He's working on the farm. He's taking over the farm, our family farm, and he loves to do that. He loves to work with his hands, but then he gets to do this so that he can do that. And he gets to have, right now he can work wherever he wants to work from. He can go to his in-laws in Colorado and do whatever he wants. So I think that's the coolest part. What do you see the next 5 years looking like in terms of not money wise, because I know you're going to keep hitting bigger goals, but lifestyle wise, where do you
Mm.
see yourself in the next, I guess, year? Like, well, let's say 5 years, because it sounds like this year you're going to really be hunkered down to hit bigger goals. But where do you see yourself lifestyle wise? Do you want to get to a point where you don't have to work, I mean, what does it look like for you?
I think in 5 years, I want to be start thinking about a family. I'll be about 36 by that point. So my vision for 5 years is a beautiful batch in my favorite part of New Zealand, driving a Ford GT Mustang, and then potentially having like another part of the world I can kind of travel to and from. So if it gets cold in New Zealand, which it does in winter, can maybe bounce back to Thailand. And I'd love to work more into kind of like life coaching or helping other people kind of leave their 9 to 5s and find a bit more purpose in their life. So yeah, digital. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm definitely going to have the freedom if I keep scaling the business
Dude.
to do that kind of stuff.
I love that, man. I love that. And the thing that's cool is you're so clear on it. You know where you want to live, you know what you want to drive. And
Yeah,
and I was saying this yesterday, dude. I know you're busy and I don't think you get on all of our, we have a live coaching call inside of Digital Landlords. So I do a call on Tuesday for that group. And I was saying, like, everybody talks when the year comes, right? 2024, we're going to set our goals, and this year we're going to hit this, and we're going to do that, and all these different things. We're getting the best shape of our life. And it's like, if you actually wanted to have, let's say your goal, like what's your goal by the end of the year, by the end of 2024?
USD would be about 25K USD.
Okay. 25K USD. Your aggressive goal is to hit it by September for the family reunion, but for sure by the end of the year, right?
100%. Yeah.
You're gonna hit that, bro. I think you need to bump those up. But nonetheless, okay. Nonetheless,
Yeah.
I like it. But also you got to remember you're a traveler, dude. You like a couple of sleep-ins and doing your thing, and I freaking respect that, dude. You're gonna have a lot more ability to do this forever. You're not gonna burn out. But no, it's like this, dude. It's like well, let me also say this, Porter. What's your goal by July 1st, halfway through the year? What's your goal financially per month?
So I got a farm in March. So like my goal is obviously to get to obviously I got to freaking get way over 10K. Like I would say 15K. I want to get to that point. Like my goal this year is to actually be able to do this through the summer. Like get to a point where like I can actually keep landing deals, because I felt like last year I like got to a point where I kind of had to hang it up, and then like just like whatever happened. So 15K by July.
Okay. Which, yeah, that's dope, dude. Okay. But like, here's the thing, right? And I know this sounds simple, but it's like, if we say, okay, I want to get to 15K by July or by March, probably you need to get it by March to be safe because you're going to be busy, whatever. It's like, if you actually wanted to be there by March, you would not be able to even think about anything else or sleep or do anything or breathe until you actually got there. And that's the difference, is like, we always say, I want to hit this goal, but it's when it's like, it becomes like, I have to be there. It's like you magically do it, right? And this hit me, like, we all have these things in our life, like we do no matter what, right? I always brush my teeth, dude. Like, I don't care if it's 3 a.m., dude, dog's brushing his teeth, because I just can't, right? I always go to the gym. I always freaking eat. Like, there's certain things. I always sleep. We have to sleep. And no matter where we're at in the world, if we're in a freaking airport, we find a way to sleep in the most inconvenient spot with our neck cranked because we have to sleep, right? And so it's like, if we could just apply this principle to say, I have to be at these certain things, that's when everything changes. And so for me, dude, I realized one day a couple of years ago, I'm like, I am always at the gym. I go every single day. If I'm like, dude, even when there was like hella COVID, I was still, our gym didn't really close, dude. Your boy was just spreading it. No, I'm kind of kidding, kind of not. But I go every single, even when I'm sick, unless I'm literally in bed all day and I don't think it's gonna help me, I go, dude. There's been times I've woken up at 3:30 a.m. so I could go to the gym and shower before I catch a flight, because I know I'm gonna miss it because I'm gonna be traveling 24 hours. That's how fanatical I am. And it's like, I don't make any money from that, right? And so one day I'm like, dude, if I would treat asking people for money, if I would treat my business and asking people for their credit card every single day the way I treat the gym, I imagine my bank account would be in as good a shape as I'm in, right? And it just hit me, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make this a must. Instead of a should, it's gonna be a must. Anyway, I'm telling you guys this because we got 2024 coming up. Everyone's going to have their goals. Everyone's going to do this. Everyone's going to get excited. Everyone's going to buy some sneakers and the gym pass and their protein shakes. And it's going to last about 5 days. Right. And by January 6th, I'm still going to be in the gym. I'm still going to be asking for money. I'm still going to be getting richer. Mike's still going to be richer. Porter's still going to be richer. And it's like, how many of you guys are even going to like do anything. And so here's a question I have for you, Mike. How did you make the jump? So I do know there's a lot of people on this right now. Maybe they're in a 9 to 5, maybe something else. How did you get yourself to like make the jump to like commit to just like you bought? It sounds like you bought a ticket before you even knew all the answers. You didn't even know for sure if you could make it work. You're just like, I have to make it work, right?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, my back was on the wall. I was about to turn 30, and I've had this dream for 5 years. So I committed by buying that ticket a couple of months before I left, which was like, hey, we just have to do our best. And since then, I think my mindset has changed completely more into a growth mindset of, and a lot of that is also with the mindset coaching you have with, it's not if this works, it's until it works. And hard work, self-belief, and just taking things one day at a time. So, if you can have the mindset of this is going to work eventually, if you can have that before you begin what you're doing, it's just going to make the process so much simpler. And the last quick point is there's a quote by Viktor Frankl in Man's Search for Meaning. It says, "A man with a why can overcome any how." And I truly believe if you don't have that deep why, then whatever you venture towards, it's going to be, you're probably not going to stick with it.
That's fire. Porter, drop that in the comments. That's a great quote. Or actually, Mike, will you put that in a comment? I love that quote you just did. What is it again? Any man with the what is it?
A man with a why can overcome any how. So my why was just complete freedom. That's why I just had to commit to it. And with that strong why, you can basically overcome anything and make this work with time.
Dude, it's so true. It's so true. I ask people this sometimes, about a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, when we first started Digital Landlords, I was the one I was Fix It Felix. I was helping with the ads. I was doing all the calls. When you applied, you were the one, you were talking to me. I did everything, right? It was brand new to this and I was just whatever. And I remember on the first, I don't know how many calls, there's a few people, they'd get to the end and I'd tell them the price and we'd talk about it. And then they would start to get cold feet and they'd start asking questions about like, well, is there any guarantee, or what if I don't make any money? All these things, these what ifs, right? And I was like, dude, imagine this scenario. And I'm going to ask this for everyone that's listening right now is like, if you're at the top of a building, right? Let's say you're in downtown LA at the Intercontinental, which I just stayed at, dope hotel, 70, I think they're like 75 floors. You're at the top of that and you look over and there's another skyscraper. And I go and I take a 2x4, a piece of wood, and I put it between the two windows of the two buildings. And I'm like, look, Mike, I'm going to give you, $10,000 if you will cross that 2x4 from this window to that window. It's like, if I said that to you, would you do it?
100%.
Yeah, you would, because you have confidence, right? Because you're like, I'll make it work. But here's the crazy part is people will probably be sitting there and they'd be like, well, I don't know. And we'd be weighing the risk. Like, I don't know. What if I fall, et cetera, right? $10,000, great. Now imagine the same scenario, but you look over at the window and your mom or your loved one is in that building and it's on fire, right? You wouldn't even need any money at all. You would immediately jump on that piece of wood, you'd cross it to go and save that person. And it's the same height, the building's the same height, it's the same piece of wood, it's the same risk. The only thing that changed was the why, right? It's the same how, but now instead of $10,000, it's somebody's life, and you would risk it for that. So it's like, I always think about that. And you've heard me say this before, Mike, in the group. It's like, if I said to you, Mike, you got to hit 25K by September 1st. And if not, we're going to take out everyone in your family, dude. Like, it's pretty dark to say this. Like, we're going to freaking shoot everyone in your family. And someone's going to get offended by this, but like, you got to go this dark. And I'm like, go, you got to hit it. Dude, you would hit it by July. Because you're like, I'm not even going to get close. I'm not going to risk it. You probably hit by April, right? Because you're like, I would never let that happen. Because you'd find a way. You'd make the calls. You'd run the risk. You'd hire the right people. You would do it. I would bet my life on it, because you would never let that happen to your family. And so then I go, all right, So you're capable of it, right? Or Porter, you're capable of hitting 15K if you knew that your wife was going to die if you didn't by this date. So if you're capable, why don't you just do it anyway? Why don't you just make it that like that you make a fake scenario in your head to hit that goal? Like, why do we have to let it get to that point where it's like we're $60,000 in debt, we have $3,000 left, and our bills are 6,000, and we have to go into panic mode? We're humans are stupid. You know what I mean? So all this to say, I don't want to get too crazy off in the weeds, which we already kind of have, but like, I think that what you did, you bought a ticket. You said, I'm going in 3 months. And I heard you say something a little bit earlier, which I loved, and people might have missed it, but you said, I have one life to live, or we have one life to live, and I'm not going to waste it working for somebody else. Talk about that for a second.
I mean, I guess growing up, like I was always kind of told what to do. You know, you need to go to uni, you need to get a degree, you need to do all this societal stuff, and I always just internalized it and didn't really say anything because I wasn't very confident. I was quite shy, and in the back of my head, there was just this burning chip on my shoulder to just blow everyone off and just go out and do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Excuse the language, but
We love it. Keep going.
yeah, that's basically it. Now I can just live life on my terms, and I don't have to answer to anyone, and no one can take away what I've achieved in the last year. And yeah, I've talked about that chip on my shoulder last year, and it's always there if I need it.
Yeah, dude, it's so true, man. It's like, I think about this all the time too. And it's the same reason I haven't had a job. I worked for my dad when I was, 12 until I was 18. Then I left for Africa, came back, worked for him for like a year. Since then, dude, I worked at Staples for like six to 9 months because I didn't know what I was going to do. And then since then I've been doing my own thing, man. And dude, I think about this all the time too. Like, imagine just waking up at 80 and realizing like, dude, I had a grown ass adult told me my whole life what to do, right? I had to ask permission. Isn't it crazy? People have to ask permission to take a day off.
Yeah.
Like, you have to ask, some of you guys are on this call, you have to ask permission to go take a shit. Some of you guys, like, literally, like, raise your hand. You're an adult, and you bleed red blood just like all of us. You put your shoes on just like us, and you are choosing to let somebody else make all of your decisions. You like, and tell you what you're worth. That's the part that's the scariest part. Like, here's what you're worth. You're only worth $4,000 a month because you're a teacher. And it's like, hell no, dude. I don't know. I maybe I don't relate, but like, maybe somebody in the comments that does have that point of view, like, can you explain to me how you could be anywhere past the age of 18 and maybe let's say 20, give some people a break here, but how could you be 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 and be okay living your life? Like, dude, you're going to tell me when
I think I'd accept that from someone if they've considered all the potential options that they could do with their life, and they say, despite all that, I want to be a teacher and teach kids, or hey, I want to be a financial analyst at a multinational corporation. Great, but unless you've come to that realization after considering all the options,
yeah.
then I think people are selling themselves short on their life.
But I would also argue that, like, even within those fields, you could still work for yourself. Like, dude, you don't think I'm a teacher, bro? Come on. It's funny? Like, I'm literally like, that's what I do. What do you do? I'm in education, bro. Except for I make a shit more than you make teaching at the high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in education, bro. I never thought I'd be a teacher, but yeah, here we are, baby. Here we are. So no, I do agree with you. I know what you're saying. And like, sometimes people, their priorities, what they value, right? Some people value security, right? They want to make sure when they go to bed at night, that dollar is going to be there. To me, I don't give a shit. I've been in way too many tight scenarios where it's like, I want the risk, but I want the potential, like, excitement. That's why I'll get on a flight for 22 hours and go shoot a video that I might get on the BBC and spend $5,000 and, that kind of stuff because it might work. That's the kind of life I want to live. So I do get that. You're right. Like, some people value, but I would also argue, like, dude, I don't know, man. I just don't think, like, I just think everyone would be much happier if they had freedom. And that's what you've achieved, dude. And that's what's so cool is like, that's really what it is, dude. It's not the money. It's not the anything. It's the freedom. That's what we want.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that.
No, we want to be able to like right now, if I'm like, yo, I want to go to London. I'm going to go to Harry Potter World for 2 days, and I'm going to skip over to South Africa, and then I'm going to go to Namibia and hit up a couple of freaking wild elephants. Dude, done. Like if I wanted to, I have the life right now. I have the freedom. I have employees that can handle my shit. I got the money to do it. I can take my whole family with me. I have that freedom. Now, it's probably not going to happen because it's not really on my radar right now, but like going to sleep and waking up knowing that that is an option is, I think, what's the greatest thing you could achieve.
Oh, for sure. And not having alarms, I reflect back on that alarm going off and that pang of anxiety, or like, oh, here we go again, like another day of the exact same thing. No more alarms. It's another. There's endless things to be grateful for this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. And guys, and let's just make this, I'll say this. Am I dumb enough or am I drinking the Kool-Aid enough to say this is the only way to make money online? No. I understand. You can do SEO. You could go do an SMMA. You could go and do Bitcoin. I get that. What we're talking about here, the reason that we've all chosen rank and rent is because it gives you certain freedoms that these other things don't, right? There is no way on God's green earth that if you had an SMMA business that you're going to be able to travel like that and work 1 to 2 days. Dude, those other 5 days, you don't think you're getting client calls? You're getting client calls. You're doing SMMA because you are selling your time for dollars, right? With this, you are not. You are building assets that work for you while you sleep, eat, surf, whatever. And that's it. They work for you all day, every day. And so I don't want people to think like my head's so buried in the sand that it's the only way to make money. But these opportunities online are different. And when you have SMMA, you can make money. You are going to be at the mercy of the client. They are going to tell you to jump and you're going to ask how high, or they're going to say to go freaking eat crow and cancel my credit card, right? That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? And that was me editing because it's not crow. It's usually something worse.
Well, and I even think I feel like I do better when I start to surround myself with people that are doing a lot better. I think we get so used to like feeling comfortable or like comparing ourselves to people that are the same age, doing the same thing. Like, oh, well, they're doing this, so I'm actually ahead of them. But when you start hanging around bigger fish, then you realize, hey, I'm not actually doing that great. Which obviously you got to keep going. You can't get discouraged, but dude, there's so much out there. Like there's so many, like just being on this call, seeing all these people that are freaking crushing it in this space. It's like, well, why can't I do that? There's no reason why you couldn't do that. You're not special. No one's special. We all have the same opportunity. So just be around people that freaking are better than you.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. I joined a bit of a network in Thailand, and there's guys kind of all around the world. But like you said, Porter, just being around those guys that are doing better than you, and you just kind of absorb the mindsets that they're thinking, and you do things that they're doing, like hiring people, outsourcing, and having strong mindsets. I think that's a super powerful thing to do. It's not just doing the doing; it's also having the mindset and support around you, and learning from people who have already done it.
No, it's a good point for mentioning that, Porter. I have a quick story I want to share on that, but no, I do know, like for me, anytime like I've joined, oh dude, I've bought way too many programs in the last 6 years. Like I think I've spent about 30 grand, roughly 20 to 30, somewhere in there. And it's like I always watch the training and the training's good. And I always, whatever, that's cool. But like, dude, the community, the group of people that are all trying to achieve that similar goal, that's the thing that I get the most out of. And I'm like, dude, I'm in there making connections, asking questions, doing this and that. And so I think that's one of the things I know. If you guys remember Ryan Dalton, he got in, found this group literally on the free material, almost got to like, I think it was like 6 grand or something like that. And we got on a call and he still got into the program. And I was like, hey man, sounds like you got it figured out. Like, why are we on this before we ran the call? And he's like, because I want to be around the people that are doing big things. I want to be around people that are at, 15, 20, 30. And right now he's right around, I think 35, 40 grand per month. And that's, in a short period of time. Yesterday, I got a call. This is a buddy of mine. This is to highlight what Porter was talking about, getting around people. And by the way, if you guys have questions for Mike, we've got about 10 minutes left. I saw a couple of questions. Drop them right now so that when I finish this little last thing, we can get into those. So yesterday, this is a friend of mine. And I met this guy 2015 or no, 2014, I think it was. Okay. 2014, I'm in Arkansas. I'm knocking doors. I'm making my money knocking doors. I knock on this guy's door. Huge dude, like massive, big black guy, right? He's stacked, dude. And I'm like, yo, I just remember saying like, dude, not to be weird, but like, bro, you're freaking jacked, dude. Like the guy is like bulging. Anyway, he's like, I tried to sell him the security. He's like, I already have it. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, this is my girlfriend's house. And he's like, here, take my number. And I have a couple of businesses I might need to put it in or another house. I'm like, dude, how old is this guy? And he's like our age, right? Maybe a little bit. I think he's our age. Might be maybe a year older than me. So anyway, I've been in touch with this guy. He ends up putting it in like, he has like a nutrition shop, but he ends up starting this franchise. He creates this franchise. Anyway, dude, the dude is murdering it. So I'm on the phone with him yesterday. And he's like, yo, I just sent you a video. And I'm like, all right, what's the video? So he sends me this video and it's a screen recording. And he clicks on, you can see, opens his phone. He clicks on QuickBooks. And then inside QuickBooks, he's got like 12 businesses. So he clicks on one of the businesses. And then inside that, he goes to the financial statement. And then he scrolls to the very bottom where it says net income. Okay. Hold on. You guys probably think I'm full of shit here. Give me 1 second. Okay. So he sends me this while I'm on the phone. He's like, yo, check this out real quick. Okay, this is the conversation that we're having yesterday. Where the hell is it at? Okay, here it is. All right, so here's the, let me just zoom to the end. I'll show you so you guys don't think I'm lying. So this is what he sends me yesterday. And net income, right? Where's that? Shit, where's that? Oh, it's hiding it right there. There it is, boom. Okay. Net income from one of his businesses is $6,463,814.25, right? This is one of 12 businesses. I'm like, holy shit, dude. So I'm like, bro, what's going on here, right? And he's telling me, anyway, he wasn't flexing on me. We were like talking about business. And I'm like, all right. And this isn't like a digital program. He doesn't sell a course. Like this is like a legit business. So he's probably doing like $15 million top line in this one business. And anyway, I got on the thing yesterday. I got off that call and I'm like, and then he told me too, he's like, dude, and he's like, I put all of my money into commercial real estate. He's like, I haven't paid taxes in like 5 years. He's like, if I pay taxes this year, it's gonna be like 50 grand. And I'm like, dude, I'm paying like way more than you. And I didn't make it as much money as you. So, but I got off that call and my mind was like, I'm like, dude, I'm such just a little fish, dude. I'm so small-minded. I'm sitting here worrying about this, worrying about that, trying to save pennies over here, not hiring somebody to run operations because I just haven't prioritized it. And I'm like, dude, this guy's got one business that's netting $6.5 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, holy shit. So to Porter's point, it's like, I know you'd agree, you got in this network. It's like, dude, guys, one of the greatest hacks, if you don't feel motivated, go get around people that are doing big things. If you feel stuck, go get around people. I mean, I'm talking to this guy on the phone, 30-minute call, and he's got his assistant has to jump on the phone with me because he's making 2 calls in between. He's in a luxury Sprinter van that he does deals in between. I mean, he's got his stuff dialed, dude. He's on point, and it's insane. So that's a huge thing, guys, is find communities that you could get around like-minded individuals, but also people that are doing bigger things than you. If you're making the most amount of money out of your friends, you got to get new friends. That's it, dude. So
good point.
All right, let's go through a couple questions really quick. Look, a couple people giving you some shout outs. Greg says he is back. The vehicle. I've never heard that, bro. I guess you're called the vehicle. And he's pissed about the beard. Dude, I feel like you're looking sharp, dude. You're looking dialed. I feel like you're just over there in Bali slaying, dude. You don't have to,
yeah.
You don't have to answer that. But I know you are. Okay. let's see. Isaac says, are you doing it all yourself now, or have you outsourced much yet? Says Isaac to you, Mike.
We've outsourced a little bit. That's going to be a 2024 challenge, you know, because I've got those goals of 25K, which is probably a little bit low. I think when you envision these goals and embody them, and see them happen before they do, it's like, of course I'm going to outsource because I'm going to get to 25K. So it's a no-brainer. But no, we're going to be outsourcing more next year and building systems and all that.
It's a great question, and I'll say this, guys. I'm not perfect at this, but if you get around these people, right, that make crazy money, and I'm not saying like $6.5 million net from one business, that's pretty damn crazy money. But like, I know there's people making way more money than that. You get, but the more that you get around these people, you'll realize they refuse to do, like, they're so good at delegating, right? Like, so good at delegating. Same guy I'm talking about was at breakfast with him a couple years ago, and we're there. Keep in mind, he's running all these different things. He's got, I think, 20 locations that are corporate, and he's got 60 locations. He's got all these franchisees. He got one call while we were at breakfast, and the call was like, the lady asked a question, and he's like, check the manual, hung up the phone. Like, that was how it was. Like, it's in this section, blah, blah, blah. Why are you calling me about this? He's so good at delegation. And so Isaac's like, hey, are you getting this outsourced? I think for you to grow, guys, anyone on this call, you could get to 10K, you get to 15K. I think you get to 25K doing it on your own, being a solopreneur. And that's completely fine. And that's what you want to do. That's completely fine. But if you want to get to big boy numbers, you want to get to $100,000 per month, you want to get to $200,000, $300,000 per month, you need a team, and you need to have systems in place that you can then delegate these things out, and it gets done. So anyway, Mike, I'm excited to see. Once you do that, dude, it's so game changing when, like, it's amazing to go to sleep and wake up and you're like, dude, all this work was done. 5,000 words of content. This website is built. You're like, that was like magic, right? But what's even better is when you get a salesperson, and like literally today, I was out. Today was kind of a weird day for me. I had to do a few things, and it wasn't my normal day. And I checked my phone twice, and we got 2 different deals today. 2 deals. I didn't even know what was happening. I didn't even know it was scheduled. I didn't know the times. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Boom, boom, boom. And I texted the salesperson. I was like, hey, what was the deal? And I'm like, that's the best feeling in the world, is like knowing that you're getting money brought into your company when you're not even like paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You make so visa, but you're sleeping. Someone else is doing it.
100%, dude. Isaac said, I don't like working, so I delegate. That's right, dude. There's a great book. I don't have it in here. I think it's in my garage. Not to be Ty Lopez, but it's in my garage in a box. It's called it's called Great CEOs Are Lazy. So I think I'm pretty lazy, and I think that if we refused to do certain tasks more, then we would do better. It would be better than if, like, I truly believe if there was certain tasks that we refused, I just won't do it, we would actually have bigger businesses. And I'll give you an example, right? I'm not handy at all, dude. I like, see that little picture frame that says "This is us" on Porter's wall? Dude, I couldn't hang that shit. Swear my life, I couldn't. Like, of course I could figure it out, but I hate it so bad. I won't, dude. I don't put together IKEA furniture. None of that, dude. You know, Christmas, when people put stuff together for the kids, dude, I hire people to do that shit. I ain't doing it, right? Hate it. And so yesterday we had a TV. We have a rental property, got a new TV. And dude, as much as that sounds stupid, I called a handyman. I'm like, bro, I need this thing hung. And I just didn't do it. And it cost me, $150. But like, I refused to do that shit. But while he was hanging that TV and I totally forgot about it, I was making money, right? And so if we did that in our businesses and we're like, hey, I know how to do content, but I refuse to do it because it doesn't make me money. It's necessary to make money, but it's not asking business owners for money. Then you have to outsource it. Like, I refuse to do content. Dude, we'd be so much further ahead. But because we can do these things, because we can go into the Weebly website, because we can go add a photo, because we can do them, we do them, but they don't generate income. And that's the problem. We need to spend 100% of our time on income generating activities, and we'd make a shitload more money. It's the truth, dude. It's the truth. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, and by the way, Isaac says, yeah, so Isaac was actually at the property, okay? And he said, bro doesn't trust me to hang the TV. And I'll tell you why. Because I did the same thing. We bought some furniture, and Isaac, freaking Krantz, he's like, dude, I'll put the bed together. Dog, that bed's toast, dude. That bed's so shit right now. Isaac, and I hope you can hear this right now. I have to throw that bed away because you fucked it up so bad, dude. Like, it's done. Okay. That's why you didn't hang the bed. That's why you're not hanging the TV. So anyway, guys, 2024 is 2 weeks away, roughly 2 weeks and some change. Spend the next few days, go and set some goals, and don't just set, and I said this yesterday on the call too, don't set pie in the sky goals. Set, if it doesn't happen by this date, like something bad's going to happen. Like I'm going to take every dollar in my bank account and donate it to the least interesting charity ever, type of a thing, and like put it out there. I have to hit this or else type of goals, and like really internalize them, and like Mike does, like envision like what your life's going to look like. I've always given myself rewards. Like get them. Hey, when I hit this, I'm getting the Mustang, right? I'm getting the GT Mustang. When I hit this, I'm taking that trip. You know, those things are healthy. They're not, you know, a lot of these people like, you know, millionaire next door, pinch all these pennies. No, I think those things make you more money because you get excited and they drive you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So anyway, Mike, any parting words for people that want to go from $0 to $16,000? And I, you know, it can be simple advice. It can be deep advice. I'm guessing it's probably going to be something that they've already heard. It's just freaking doing the damn work. But any advice for someone that's at 0 or less than 16 that wants to get to 16?
Just hard work, self-belief, and one day at a time. Just, you know, get the mindset sorted. You know, there's a difference between a thought, like hard work, self-belief, and one day at a time, and then a conviction. So just, I think, work on your mindset, and all the information that people need to make money is in the free group and digital landlord stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think we need to define hard work as the right work, right? Meaning when you first start, you need to learn how to build a website. Go build 5 websites. Boom, outsource it. Get someone else to do it, right? Spend your time on do hard work on the things that move the needle. The things that move the needle is asking business owners. So like Porter, before this call, he was on the phone with a business owner trying to get a credit card. That's a really good use of your time. Imagine, Porter, if you spent 8 hours a day just getting credit cards, you have a lot more money, right? If you got everything else outsourced, you have a lot more money. So anyway, Mike, I love it. You're just like me, dude, in the sense of like, you don't, it's not this overcomplicated thing. It's like you find a system that works, which we have, digital landlords. You plug in, you set your goals. Hey, in 3 months, I'm moving to Thailand. Done. I'm going to follow this to a T. I'm going to hit my goals, and I'm going to live my life because I have one life, and I'm not going to go and have someone else tell me what to do. Simple.
100%.
Mike V, I need to ship you some freaking monsters or something, bro. You need to tell me where you're at. I'm gonna give you my best flavor. What's this coffee flavor you're drinking, dude? Is this good?
It's pretty average, to be honest. Java Monster. It's like a nice coffee. I prefer the original white one.
Pretty average. Okay, so that's a no.
Nah, it's a no-go.
Don't you hate when you buy it and you're like almost out of principle? You're like, I'm finishing this bitch, dude. I'm finishing it.
That's we gotta go top of pre-workout next to me, so
You're good. Just
hit that before the gym.
Start scooping it, dude. Maybe we need to start doing that. We'll start doing like some giveaways of you know, or we'll start when we get a certain amount of people on the call. Porter will start snorting pre-workout lines or something like that.
Rice scooping, dude.
I love it, dude.
Digital landlords, let's fucking go pre-workout. LFG pre-workout.
Let's go, dude. I freaking love it. Mike V, appreciate you being on. Porter, appreciate you guys being on. We'll see you guys next week as our final call before Christmas of 2023. I'm out. See you guys.